Wow, what a day. You can see my hair is just a wreck today. Been outside a lot. It's a gorgeous day, but windblown as hell. So while everyone's joining, just want to remind you, go to coopedup.com, my website. Just check it out. Got random stuff on there. Promise to post more in 2021. That is one of my resolutions. And you can sign, a little box will pop up. You can give me your email address, and I will send you some goodies occasionally. Sent out one yesterday. Y'all had some very sweet responses, by the way. Thank you to those of you who responded. Hey, Mama. Hey, Carrie. How you doing? How you doing? By the way, Carrie is on tomorrow. Be the last show before Christmas. The Christmas Eve show with Carrie. If you're on Instagram, make sure you follow me at I'm Cooped Up. And on whatever platform you're watching or listening to this, find the bell, the notification thing, and click it so you watch me. And as a reminder, for those of you who do not watch live and like to listen to it while doing other things, you can actually now find all of the audio from these on the podcast platform of your choice. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Google, all of them. I upload them maybe about 30 minutes after it's over. It has to all process and all that kind of stuff. So inside baseball there. But anyway, so you can listen there too. And as a reminder, again, Carrie is on tomorrow. And it's the Christmas Eve show. Yep, I'll be on the Eve of Eve show. So anyway, did any of y'all see the Star of Bethlehem last night? I was surprisingly moved by it. So we went out, and for those of you who don't know, Star of Bethlehem is supposedly what Mary and Joseph and them followed, or maybe the three wise men, news-ish, biblical-ish, followed on Christmas night, the night of Jesus' birth, right? And it is the, I guess, eclipse or conjoining or whatever of Saturn and Neptune. And it was only the second time since Jesus's birth that both of those have been seen, or the Star of Bethlehem has been seen at night. And it's just a super coincidence that it is during the Christmas week here in, on Earth, in North America especially, but I guess anywhere. Wherever you can see it. I don't know where you can see it from. Probably not everywhere, but here you could. And I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive right there, that it's been like 900 years since it has been seen at night before. And the only time before that, or the immediate time before that, was the night of Jesus's birth. So that was already, I was kind of like, okay. And I'm not a super religious person, but at Christmas time, the more like the religiosity just gets into me. Like I love all of the religious stuff, the symbolism, the baby Jesus, the manger. I want a nativity scene so fucking bad that, and I probably shouldn't be dropping F-bombs around the nativity scene, but I want one. My grandmother had one that I adored as a kid. And it was actually it's kind of like a mid-century modern one. It was like very Sputnik, like in a glass house. I loved it. If I can't have that one, I want one dripping with realism instead. But that's something that I've wanted for a while. So we got out there, we walked out on the golf course because, we're in the city, there's a lot of light pollution. So we walked out on the golf course and you could barely see it on the horizon. I mean, you could see it, but it was just above the tree line and it was going down really fast. So if you didn't get out before like 7:30 to see it, you would have missed it. And so went out there and saw it. And I, for some reason, had the brilliant idea on my iPhone to pull up Spotify, Celine Dion singing "Oh Holy Night," my very favorite Christmas song, sung. That's the very favorite arrangement of that Christmas song too. Love Celine Dion's Celine Dion, her version of "Oh Holy Night." Love it. Put it on, put it in my pocket, and so it's quiet out there. That was playing. I got all choked up, y'all. I wasn't like, I joked last night that I was a puddle. I wasn't like a mess, but definitely I was glad it was dark because there was tears coming out. I just felt it. Menopause is kicking my ass. Everything makes me. We got a new American flag the other day, and Todd was reading about how to properly dispose of it respectfully. I just full on started crying him talking about that. Like the craziest shit has been making me cry this year. And it was, I think it was even pre-pandemic, like after the Oprah thing that Carrie and I went to with my friend Heather and my friend Vanessa. We went, and like for a week afterwards, Todd was like, you need some hormones or something. Like you're literally crying over everything right now. I don't know if that opened up a well or what, but it was Spew City, USA. So that was me last night. And I don't know why I torture myself, but Eric was posting earlier today, he's watching right now, that he had a similar experience in the car. Oh Holy Night came on, the Nat King Cole version, which is very good as well. And it was just had to almost pull over because it was going to wreck the car from crying. And Carrie is this, I mean, we're all just these hormonal middle-aged women these days. Hmm. And Monica says your hair looks different, got a ponytail going on. No, we've been outside and it is very it's warm, but it's very windy. So I actually just did this right before I came on, because it's actually kind of weird today too. It's just very windblown. Um, and my sister did see it. And biblical-ish. Yes, this is biblical-ish. Nativity so effing bad. Well played, Coop. I know. If you can't drop a well-placed F-bomb, I'm your guy if you can't do it for yourself. I'm with you about not being particularly religious, Eric says, but think more about it at Christmas. I'm contemplating going to a communion by car Christmas evening at their Lutheran church in East Dallas. Interesting. Our church, we go to the Methodist church here just because that's where our kids' school is. And we'll go to the Christmas service. Sometimes this year they're live streaming it, so I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. It's not the same kind of thing. So, hey, Scott, I'm on the computer you sold me right now. Saturn and Jupiter. So I said Neptune. Saturn, again, news-ish. Sometimes my details aren't quite right. It's Saturn and Jupiter, thank you, Kathy Rowe, that the three kings followed to find Jesus. That's what the story is. Yes. Thank you. And my sister's saying, eat some yams. Eat some yams to control those hormones. And Matt saying, nice United Methodist Church plug. Yeah, you're welcome. I love, so I was raised, so I'm not officially Catholic, never took communion, went to like one class of catechism or something. We moved so often. But I consider the Catholic Church the church of my upbringing. Like if we went to church as a kid, it was always Catholic church. I'm from South Texas. So it was always Catholic church that we went to. And I'm not a great fan of Catholicism anymore. I did PR for the Catholic Bishops Conference when it was here. It was disgusting. I never been hit on more than there. I mean, literally a gay bar I've been hit on less often than in that place. And they were there to talk about the sexual allegations and stuff. I've also been sexually assaulted. He didn't do anything. He tried to do something by a Catholic priest when I was 19. So let's just say I don't go to Catholic church anymore. Methodist is about as far away from Catholic as you can get and still be in a mainline organized religion. It's pretty much light, so I like Methodism. What was your major in college? It apparently wasn't either science or religious studies. My major was PR. My minors were German and statistics, because at SMU, if you have a PR major, you're required to either have two majors or a minor. My other major originally was foreign languages, but I was screwing up the Spanish part, so I dropped that, went to German and statistics. But anthropology and religious studies actually were two things that I considered as a minor, because I'm actually fascinated by both of them. And Scott's gonna make me an honorary Jew. Well, thank you. Oh, but I can't. Can I still put up all my trees? I have like 7 trees in my house. I don't think I could be Jewish. I think I would have to give up too much for that. This conversation is all over the place. Anyway, oh, did you see that girl? That girl. I can't remember. It's like Kaylee or something like. I can't remember what her name was. Probably Kayleigh. Whatever her name was. The girl who went to the Cayman Islands. Girl that went to the Cayman Islands after her freshman year finals or whatever, to see her boyfriend racing in some sort of things and like actively averted the quarantine laws there, took off her bracelet, hid it in the house, and then went to the thing. And then she broke the law, basically. And she got sentenced to 4 months in jail. And her family is everyone's losing their mind about it, right? This girl, pretty little white girl, good tan, all that kind of total white privilege. This whole story is. So she got busted because they reported her. Someone at the thing was like, "Bitch is not supposed to be here," and reported her. Her grandmother goes on the Today Show and is like, she knows what she did, it was wrong, and she's hysterical. Please let her go. Please let her. I'm like, if that's not fucking entitlement, I do not know what is, right? And if that's not privilege, and and then like Eric Trump is tweeting, she got 4 months in prison for going to a ski competition or whatever. Here's the thing about all of this. First of all, Cayman Islands has not had community transfer since July. I know that is a fact because I just read the article. So they what they're doing is obviously working. The other thing is, what happened to all this law and order business? Like, you know what the law is if you commit the crime. Aren't the Trumps, Eric Trump, all these people, like real big law and order people? Like, people should be acting right. And you know what the laws are, follow the law. If you don't like the law, have the law changed. Yeah, you can't have that both ways. So they cut her sentence, though, from 4 months to 2 months. And suddenly they're real humble, though. They're like, we respect the government of, I'm sure that was part of the settlement, respect the government of the Cayman Islands and their right to do this. And yes, I did was wrong, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's just, I don't know. I just don't go fucking with stuff like this right now. People are too amped up on it. The law is the law. Keep that in mind too. Um, let's see. And Carrie's saying your minor was in German. That's how you found out. I was a foreign exchange student in high school. Don't forget. I don't know how anyone forgets that. I feel like I talk about it all the time. So I only had to take one class to get a minor in German. That's why that was definitely on the table. But no, Todd and I did not meet. German was not in any way. It's just a total coincidence. And funny enough, I lived about 10 miles away from his grandmother when I lived in Germany, the first family I lived with. I switched families halfway through and went up to Kiel. Mm. So, and Scott saying, I guess she'll get to eat a lot of seafood. I bet they have good food at that prison. I bet they have really good food. So anyway, I just cannot believe it. I saw that this morning and I was like, girl, it's like you cannot, and you know her people are probably super conservative, law and order types, right? She's from Atlanta, the suburbs of Atlanta. So I'm like, you can't have it both ways. It hurts, right? It hurts when suddenly the rules apply to you, Kaylee. I don't even actually know what her name is, but she looks like a Kaylee to me. I hate that name. If you're watching and your name is Kaylee, my apologies, especially if you spell it with an Ligh at the end. That just drives me nuts. Oh, totally different subject. Today I was running some errands, did not go in places to run errands, but I was running some errands today and I went through the car wash because some bird exploded, like just, I don't know how it was flying after it did what it did to my car, but it like exploded dead on my car. It not just its bowels. So go to Fuel City, which is around the corner here, to get the car washed. And Eric, this is funny because I just got my car washed at your car wash on Saturday, and I already needed another car wash today. But I went to Fuel City because I have a subscription there to get my car washed. And while I'm there, I'm thinking, sometimes I don't always tip them. Sometimes I rarely tip actually at the car wash. But I was like, you know what? This may be this person's kid's presents this year. This could be, there's a lot of things this could be. So I tipped them $20. And I'm not asking for a claim or good for you or whatever, just using it as an example. And then Eric, I actually just right before I came live saw that you posted a very similar sentiment on Facebook about giving big tips right now because you never know what people's situation is financially at this moment, like especially people in the service industry or who've had health issues or anything like that. So my advice to you is if you can spare some dollars. I had an extra 20 in my wallet that has been in there forever and I haven't needed it. Sorry, my allergies are crazy today. That's why I'm rubbing my nose so much. I was like, okay, and I just handed it to her and she was like, wow. So anyway, and Eric is recommending a Fontanini nativity set. And he puts it up, and he wanted black crepe over the mirrors this year, but Mark thought that was a little bit melodramatic. Oh, everyone looks thinner through black crepe, right? And younger too. Oh, oh, what are y'all saying? I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I'm a little slow. Yes, I'm a little slow. I don't always get the jokes. But then after I left there, I had a pickup. So I ran. So I'd forgotten the stocking stuffer. So I ordered a bunch of stuff to be picked up at Target today. Checked in to go to Target, pulled in, all that kind of stuff. Fucking bedlam. I mean, just crazy pants. Like the parking lot was insanity. People, first of all, driving way too fast in parking lots, not having any patience or Christmas spirit for anything. I didn't even have to go in. I just needed to get into one of those pull-in lanes, and they were all full too. I had to circle the parking lot and all that stuff. Craziness. I mean, and the number of people going in and out, and granted, they all had masks on. Good for them. But I'm like, we are never coming out of this. If this is how the world is going to continue to operate, it's craziness. So I'm sitting in the car though, and I'm playing with my phone or something. I think I'm flipping through some songs on my phone, and the woman shows up at the window, and I startle easily. Did not expect her to be there, and she started, I mean, just belly laughing there. It was funny. Scared the shit out of me though. And then I drove by. I think I talked about this yesterday. I drove by. I had to go pick up something at REI and their curbside pickup, and I had to drive by North Park Mall. North Park Mall looked like it does any Christmas. People parked up on the grass medians and all that kind of stuff. It is crazy. Ooh. Anyway, let's see. Aaron, we're expecting our third. We're going to name her Kaylee. Oh, please tell me you're joking. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Leigh. I just cannot stand. First of all, I don't like K's in most names. Kevin, maybe. Catherine, I can accept it in Catherine. I prefer Catherine with the C. It's more classic. But I've seen Claire with a K. I've seen Cooper with a K. The resumes I get, and all the names have like Bailey, Beighlleigh. I'm like, well, why did you make that not complicated name so complicated? I do not understand it. That's a whole other tangent for another day. And Carrie's saying, last year I started a new tradition where I pull out X amount of money in 20s, 10s, and 5s, so I have them to hand out during the month. I go to my favorite places, tip extra more than I normally do. Also pay the person behind me and drive-throughs as much as I can during the month. Should do this all year. Oh, aren't you a fucking Mother Teresa? And if you went to the city, that's the one I went to. It's a shit show on the best day. I can't imagine 3D out. It was, and you know, if I go in, I always park in that first row that's got the fence on one side and only cars on the other, so that I just avoid, and I'll just go to the very end and just park down there. I don't even want to fuck with it. But it was just pandemonium, bedlam, whatever. And I know newsflash is 3 days before Christmas. Stay out of the fucking stores though. Do what I did. Order online. And Aaron's just kidding. He had a hysterectomy. No more kids for them. Oh, that helps you figure though, girl, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know how does that fuck up with your hormones? I can't remember. It's been so long since I had mine. By the way, Aaron, I have on my list to talk about you on here. Aaron posted on his social about his family ate at a restaurant for the first time since the pandemic. And it was ridiculous. So they went to and because he's maybe even more cautious than we are, they went to this restaurant, and I think you got it to go or from a drive-through, maybe even. I think it was to go. Then they went and found a picnic table out in the parking lot by a dumpster. And that was what constituted eating out for the first time for them. I mean, if that's not 2020, I do not know what is, right? That is crazy. And Michelle is saying, my neighbors across the street keep having parties with tons of people arriving and no masks on anybody. I know. There's an Instagram, by the way, called Gays Over COVID. Gays Over COVID. And they're publicly shaming gays, not to be gay. I think they're gay themselves. And because I see this on my social feeds too. They're taking Instagram posts of gays who are having these big Christmas parties, all this stuff, and just calling them out. I am there for that. I have two friends in particular that I see on my Instagram feeds that it is like increasingly making my blood boil how much they're socializing right now. Literally having parties, like one of them had a birthday party, one of them is having a Christmas party, like I mean, and then some of them will say, "Oh, well, we only had like 6 people." Well, then the next night it's 6 different people. The next night it's 6 different people. So much socializing. I mean, it's crazy. And you know what? If you got COVID early on, it doesn't. You're not immune still. I think that they've determined that it's like a 90-day. Don't you have like a 90-day window? Get news-ish of immunity before you can catch it again, and you can still carry that shit in your throat. Is my understanding is that even if you are immune to it yourself, you can still carry it in your throat and give it to other people. Right? That's why even if you get the vaccine, they want you to still be wearing a mask. I think I want to join this Gays Over COVID group. I'll join in the shaming. It's on Instagram, it's at Gays Over COVID. I tested positive and had no symptoms, Michelle is saying, and I am masked up all the time and very, very careful. I know. Well, and the things that you think are safe are actually, I mean, again, from what I understand of your situation, Michelle, you were hanging out with a friend on a patio 6 feet apart, having some drinks, and everything that you say says, oh, you can hang out with your friends 6 feet apart outside, right? Obviously not. Maybe the wind was blowing just right or what, I don't know. And Logan is saying, I don't like enough people to have parties. I do miss, we always have a big party here at the house. We have not obviously done that this year. I missed that this year. Eric always has a Christmas Eve open house where we see tons of friends that we don't see on a regular basis. I'm going to miss that. I assume you're not having that, Eric. And yeah. And Carrie, COVID BJs are a no-no. Oh, that's not right. We'll have to talk about that tomorrow. COVID BJs. Oh, and Diane's reminding you to remember your mail carrier if you have a good one. Yeah. So, and Sandy misses entertaining, she's saying. Also, travel also. I'm seeing so many people traveling right now, like big traveling. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I guess if you go to a place that's isolated, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Todd, we were talking about this. Todd has not been on an airplane in the year 2020. Like, he used to travel maybe 10 out of 30 days of the month for work, and he has not been on an airplane this year. I've been on a plane once, and it was just a fucking meeting in San Antonio. I had to go to San Antonio in the morning and come back like 4 hours later on Southwest Airlines. Like, and that flight is like a slingshot. Like, I don't even think they have drink service. Just shoot you over from Dallas to San Antonio and back. That's the only time. I've heard that they carry over your membership points. Like, if you were executive platinum, they keep you executive platinum for next year. Though I bet they extended another year as well, because they don't want fucking everybody over. But crazy, right? Also, my favorite person to tip is a piano player at North Park. He's been there like 15 years and brings me so much joy during the holidays. Not sure if he's here this year. The guy at Nordstrom, I don't know if he's still there. That used to be, I know that guy. His wife is Linda, and she's a big cabaret singer, and he always plays piano. Sweet guy. I don't know if it's the same one though. And Sandy's son is coming up on Christmas. She's gonna make the handball and the white dip. I need to make the white dip still. Yeah, and oh, good heavens, no company at our place this Christmas. Yep. What else? Oh, I was looking. My mom, who's watching, will recognize this, and Monica probably would too. I was looking through some old stuff, and I came across. I don't even know why I own this still, or how this happened. I came across this tote bag. So this is from. I was probably 4. I think my parents were still married, and they divorced when I was in kindergarten, or right after kindergarten. So this may have been like kindergarten or right before that. This is, and then on the other side is my sister. Look how cute we are. So this is like in the olden days when that's me in a cowboy hat. Yes. That in the olden days when you would go to the mall and they would have like you take a picture and you took the picture there and they printed it on like a dot matrix printer. This has obviously got some ketchup or something on it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wash this. I might hand wash it just to make sure I'm super careful with it, or put some dry cleaning solution on it right there. But cute little me. Look, 5 year. My mom is saying that we're 5. Um, Look at that, and my sister too. Oh, my sister's saying, "I'm so cute." Yes, and my mom was confirming that I was 5, which means my sister was 3 in this photo. How cute is this? And the reason why I'm wearing a cowboy hat is I was raised country, but also because my hair was so blonde, like so towhead blonde, that they put me up against. I guess this actually was a white backdrop that somehow got. I don't know. My hair would not show up, so I was just a face floating on the background. If I remember that story correctly, Mom, correct me if I'm wrong on this. But you probably remember this day doing this. But look at me, and my mom cut. Like my sister and I have the exact same haircut, straight across, bowl cut. Yeah, because our mom cut our hair until we were old enough to scream at her she needs to stop and pay for it ourselves. Isn't that funny? Yeah, all the feels, all the feels. Yeah, I'm not even gonna use it. I don't know where I found it. The kids were just looking through something. We were cleaning up, and the kids just were looking through something, and we're like, "What? What is that?" And I'm like, "That's how cute I used to be. Look how thin I was." That blonde hair, I pay a lot of money for that these days. Well, not these days, obviously. The blonde is fully grown out now. Where did it go? I don't even know where it grew out, but I don't know where it went either. Like there's no blonde left at all, right? I had a little bit of it. I mean, I had my hair trimmed, but I don't think they cut it all out. So my mother does not remember that hat story, so maybe that is a tall tale. I don't know. Heard that, remember that, something. So isn't that cute, 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 cute? And then we were talking about, this is the last thing I have today, and I'll look through some comments. ADHD, right? So Mason is ADHD. I am almost certain that I am an undiagnosed ADHD. Caffeine actually calms me down. So like if I'm stressed out or whatever, I can have a Dr. Pepper or an iced tea. Although I had a Dr. Pepper yesterday and it grossed me out. Caffeine kind of brings me calm, which from my understanding, that is one of the signs of a stimulant is actually having the adverse effect, or the reverse effect rather, on you, then you are probably ADHD. Can't remember shit for shit, lose things all the time, and just have something shiny syndrome, just constantly going, right? But one of the thing that made me think about this is a friend was talking about losing her phone and constantly having to find her phone and all that stuff. I have since I was young, have very strict rules in place that I put on myself. And I am not a particularly disciplined person, but I have very strict rules. Like my phone, for example, it's to keep me from losing shit. My phone is only ever in like a couple of places: my pocket, my hand, the charger in my closet, or like in my bag or something like that, right? Like literally, no, I do not set it down randomly on a counter, on the table, or anything. Car keys, my pocket, my bag, or the drawer. Literally do not sit, because Todd loses his keys all the time because he just sets them down wherever he comes in, blah, blah, blah. All these kind of, do y'all have any thoughts on that? Cooper, what do you want Todd to give you for Christmas? Here's the thing about that. So I feel badly for people who have to buy me shit, because I buy a lot of shit for myself that I like. I just buy stuff as I like it because I fortunately have the means to do that. Blessed be. But then also my birthday is like last week, 10 to 11 days. My birthday is literally 11 days before Christmas Day. So you got to figure out 2 things on that. So I keep a running list. And most of the time, the main thing I want is shoes, bags. I love bags. Love them. This is my new one. It's not that new. I think I've shown you too. It came in the mail the other day. Oh, I need to show you something that came in the mail today. Please hold. Todd has not seen this. Todd does not even know that I ordered this. This is from a company called Kaftco, Kafto. It is a fairly new caftan brand. This is a particular pattern that is designed by Ross Matthews. Don't know who Ross Matthews is. I think I showed you the last one. I sent the last one back. It was too sheer. But look at that. It's like a Palm Springs drink. Isn't that hilarious? I should just start walking around the house with this. No, it's for pool season. It's not. I am not one to ever just lounge. I'm not a lounger. I don't sit around the house. I barely watch TV. I don't binge watch. I certainly don't do anything. But isn't that hilarious? Is that the caftan that you had, Ross? That you have that Ross made? Yes, that is the Ross Matthews one right there. Let's see. And Carrie's saying, you didn't tell me you bought it. Should wear it tomorrow. I did end up buying it. It is hilarious, though. They and Aaron wants one. It is really cute. Kaftco, how do you spell it? Kafto. This is the V2. It's a thicker fabric. It's not the sheer. Because their other ones are like see-through, and no one needs to see through it. That's for skinny bitches. Skinny bitches wearing caftans can wear like the clear caftans. So us fatties have to wear the ones that actually do the job of covering stuff up. Crash. You must wear that Christmas morning. I do not think that's going to go over well. And Monica Fight is saying, Kaftan, the new business casual. Work from home. Yes. Yes. By the way, your hair, was it rocking today? I woke up this morning and mine is getting thicker also, like and so it'll just be like that when I mean, just a full on like crazy. The door is locked. I don't want you in here. I hear children rattling at the door. And Eric is agreeing that he needs to be more disciplined where he sets stuff down. They spend more time looking for shit while they're leaving their apartment before they can go. He didn't say shit. He's not a cusser. He's an elementary school math teacher. And such a bag whore. I love it. I love bags. Oh my God. I love bags so much. So to answer your question, Michelle, probably a bag. I love bags. My favorite bag of all time is a Jack Spade tote that I have. That Kate Spade, it's the Kate Spade line for men. It does not exist anymore. I've looked for a replacement for it because I just need to go to Dino's and have the handles replaced. They're starting to fray. It's kind of like a worsted wool. I love that bag so much. I actually don't have this is a Coach bag. It's probably about as expensive as I get. I had a Louis once and I just felt weird carrying it all the time, but Carrie loves a Louis Vuitton. And Aaron is saying, I just bought I just bought some wigs. I'm apparently beginning my transformation into a middle-aged white woman. Well, welcome to the club, bitch. We are here. I got the Oprah subscription. I'll send you my copies when I'm done with them. Maybe you and I can share a subscription to that too, like we do. Aaron and I are masterclass sisters. We share the. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. The thing. Carrie said, did you see the Cozy Bear ones they make? Those look cute. So this Kaftago company, it's all the rage amongst the A-gays, right? Like Lance Bass and Ross Matthews, all these people love them, right? They're not cheap. That was probably like $100, but they're starting to make all these other lines as well. But to me, a onesie is not a caftan. So those Cozy Bear ones are like a onesie, like they're fuzzy. They have like a hood on them, all that kind of stuff. That's just a fucking onesie, and that's not what I want. If I want a caftan, I want full Mrs. Roper realness. Like it has to be something that I would wear to Palm Springs, to Liberace's house, like all of that. So, and my sister is saying Masterclass has a BOGO subscription. That's how Aaron and I are on each other's, like he bought it and I paid him back or vice versa. I can't remember which. But they're doing the BOGO again. Well, I don't know. When do we expire? I think we're not until like April, because it was after I started doing this. Because I've actually never met Aaron in person. Only seen him on video once. He's seen me a million times. But and I'm going to come out of quarantine with a messy beach look. I mean, this is like Gary Busey homeless is where this is approaching. I put some salt spray in it earlier. That was not a smart idea. It is so like gross now. Like it feels dirty to me. So that's probably also why it looks so different today. I'll look into that Masterclass BOGO thing though. Aaron, we need to figure out our renewal strategy on that. Maybe we can renew it? Because I've enjoyed it. I haven't watched it as much as you have, but I've enjoyed it. And if we're each only paying $90, I think that's worth it. I learned a lot. I wonder if we can renew it and it adds on to our existing subscription. And I believe I paid you. I think you did it and I paid you back. So and so BOGO is buy one, get one. Buy one, get one is what that is. So anyway, well, that's all I have today. Dump that in the trash. Also, I'm trying to be really good in this new desk. I'm not just stacking stuff. So immediately in the trash. Still coming a little hot here. Put a lamp there. It's not working that well. Okay, look at it, Aaron. We'll figure that out. My mother had a house coat when we were growing up that we called her Mrs. Roper Robe. We absolutely fell over laughing the first time we saw it in the early 80s. And then she just kept wearing it. I love it. Listen, Aaron, if we could all come out of quarantine with a messy beach look, I'll walk on a plane bound for a tropical locale. I'll be in heaven. And Sandy said, I have to get a caftan now. Tell them I sent you. I really need like referral codes for all this shit. Then I could just support myself that way, right? Alrighty, well, that's all. I'm overtime. Tomorrow, Carrie is here. And it'll be the final show before Christmas, the Christmas Eve, or the eve of Christmas Eve. I don't know what to figure out the branding on it. So she'll be here tomorrow. Also, again, to remind you, if you are listening to this and don't want to watch it, don't want to see this gorgeous head of hair, you can listen to it on any podcast, all the major podcast platforms. I'm uploading them after I finish here. I'll go back and let it process and then upload it there. Don't forget to go to coopedup.com to see all the shit I'm doing, all that kind of stuff. And that's it. So I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, I love you. I love you so much. You are loved. I really, really love you. I'm gonna make myself cry if I say how much I love you. I love that you watch this. This is, I mean, seriously, like my daily therapy. Like I'm surviving. Can you imagine the fucking crybaby mess I would be if I didn't have you every day to vent to? So thank you for that. That is my Christmas wish. That you all have a great time, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you tomorrow at 4:30. Carrie and I will see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? And Carrie.